Merry Christmas, everyone. My name's Tiffany. I'm the Tipsy Artist. Today we're painting this super cute Santa Sloth, and he is very cozy and lazy and warm, and he's an adorable buffalo check coffee mug, and there might even be a little bit of a secret sauce in there. I don't know, but that's up to y'all. So again, very easy, fun process for this. We have an adorable traceable for y'all. And so that makes it, again, very beginner friendly. So you can trace the entire shape. I've got mine here to show you. Yay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our painting process now, teaching you how to do all this. Just want to say hello, but we're going to go ahead and switch camera views now. And here we go. As I can see it. And all right. So we have all our supplies laid out. We've got our paint, water, our brushes, and remember everything comes with the kit and it is available at tipsyartist.com. All right, so I've worked on my traceable already in advance. I do have a separate tutorial for that to show you how to do that step by step. And initially it kind of looks like pencil line on there. I did go ahead and use the permanent marker that comes with the kit to go ahead and do a hard line over the top. So that makes this process a lot easier. And then I also went ahead and colored in the checks to begin with. So I did a little alternating here with this buffalo check. There's a hard black, and then there's a little bit of some shading. So basically on all four sides of the hard black square, there's a soft gray. So you go up top, soft gray, side, soft gray, and underneath, soft gray, and then this side, soft gray. So that takes a little bit of time to get all that worked in, but that does make for a nice effect underneath the paint. So it'll end up allowing this effect to happen. So really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and place these off to the side now. So in the beginning here, we're going to go ahead and do just a light wash over the top. And what's beautiful about the permanent marker is that it does go ahead and bleed through, so it keeps your trace in place. So that is awesome. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water to our brush. This is, by the way, let's talk about our little family of brushes. This is our family. We have Mama, then we have Little Buddy, and then we have Little Bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up a nice big dollop of the white. I'm going to put this off to the side, and then just a tiny little touch of the black. We're going to mix those two together. Just going to make a nice light gray. I'm going to get a lot of water with this because I do want it to be kind of just a light wash of that. So I'm going to do this over the lettering. I'm going to add some more water. I'm going to do this first so that it will be all set up and dry. So when we come back to the lettering at the end, it'll be easy to work into. So do a nice little crisscross stroke here right over the top. Bring this a little bit closer to the camera. See how that's all bleeding through beautifully? But again, I do have a lot of water mixed in with the paint so that it's a little bit translucent. And a little bit of a cross stroke back and forth here, working that texture again. It's like making little X's. I'm doing it fast, but basically it's letter X, letter X. And then to get more comfortable, you can pick up a little speed with that process. Now I'm going to do a little bit of some cut-in work around the Santa hat. I'm going to go ahead and cut around this cute little ornament here. Again, still just using titanium white and a little touch of Mars black. And we're just working in that background. Go ahead and cut in around this little ornament. A little bit of water in there. little bite. Try another drop or so, just mixing up that little bit of gray as we go. Cutting around that candy cane. And do a little crisscross shape here. As I'm playing around this shape, I am using a bit more of that pencil hold where I get that thin line of the brush to work around the shape with a little bit more precision. And then as I work into the larger section of the painting, then I can turn that handle more over to the side. Alright, so we have all the background done now. It's very pretty, soft, neutral. I'm feathering out any abrupt coloring there, but just a nice light gray. Alright, so let's go ahead and rinse out now. Make sure to get those brushes clean. We are using acrylic paint today, so it does set up and dry very quickly on the brush, so you never want to just let your brush fly around with paint on it, or it will turn it into a lovely stick instead of a blush, and that's sad. So keep it either in the water until you get a chance to clean it, or just clean it out very quickly. That's the best option. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and work into our cute little red hat. And so let's go ahead and use our little bit brush, and we're just going to be using some Cadmium Red. And just push this right over the top of those letters there, that they will bleed through. Pencil hold here for precision. There's our cute cat. Now I'm noticing I missed a spot in that little ball. We got more water. And softly blend it in a bit. Wonderful. Okay. While I've got my red, let's go ahead and do a little bit more here. Let's work on our candy cane next. Do the little red stripes. Again, a real simple pencil hold, just gives you a little bit more precision, helps you work into those little shapes. Basically every place that's red, we're going to go ahead and work that in right now. And then up top on our ornament, we've got this little section right in here. Very cute. Alright, now, what's awesome about this cup is that we've done the shading, we've done the black work, so now, guess what? We get to just do red right over the top. It's just that easy. So you do a little bit of that planning in the beginning, and it works really well. Because that's all going to bleed through here. And it's going to give you the color changes that you need. And that's your first step there. Any other little small areas that I'm seeing? Because I think we're going to, not many, so I think we're going to switch over to a bigger brush. Let's go ahead and rinse out. Working on in the beginning, I can do a little bit of my cutting work with the line edge, but then I want to switch it more over to the flat side of the brush to have the fullness of that flat side to just feather in those brush strokes and have better coverage over the top. So cut in here, then go over to the side. So we've got a wonderful base there. I'm going to go ahead and rinse out now. Then over the top, wherever we see black, we can actually just come back in like that. We're going to use our little mama brush here. And we're just going to, looks like I got a little red on there. I'm going to go over that little square. Short little strokes. Top here. Alright, so we've got all of our little black spots in there, or black, not spots, but squares. Now we're going to want a little bit more of that lovely brick red. So we still see the shading underneath. It is bleeding through. You can bring that closer to see what I'm talking about there. So I'm going to go back into that brick red. So that's going to be our cadmium red with a little touch of the black. So I've got my red. Definitely pre-mix this because it can get really dark really fast. So a lot of red, very little black. So a teeny little touch of the black. And there's our brick red. So then this goes in between all of these. Goes on top and on bottom of every little square, every black square, and then to the side of every black square. Now some of these little areas are a little bit small for this big mama brush, so I'm going to switch to my little kiddos here, little buddy, a little bit. I'm going to rinse out mama like a responsible brush caregiver here. Those my little brushes. And then let's go over to little buddy. Go back into the brick red. So sometimes you just have to really look at a lot of it many times. And I'm like, I get them all? Okay. I think it's good to step back from it for a little bit too. Make sure you get all those placed in there. So we did good. Did good. Alright, let's go ahead and go into a little bit of this black. And I'm going to do the edge. That little buddy. Then come around. Edge of the mouth there. Now, it's very tiny in that little top part, so I'm going to grab a little bit of black. Just alright, so now we need some hot cocoa in there. So I'm going to mix up some brown. So we're going to be using some Cadmium Orange and Mars Black. Alright, so let's do a little dab of orange. And let's grab some black. We'll touch it out and mix that into that orange. And that's going to make some lovely brown. So it's more orange than black. Definitely a bigger dollop of that because we want our brown to be a little bit light. And I want it lighter, so now add a little bit of white to that. You'll see it's looking just like the black. So now a little bit of white. That's more like it. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to use this same brown and a little bit more white to it. Really lighten it up. I'm going to put this into the eye shapes here. And in Rome, we're going to go ahead and knock out all that brown that we've got into where we see that it needs to go next. So using a little bit, we're going to work that right into those little eyes and into the nose. Right into where our trace is. Alright, let's go ahead and rinse out, dry off. Very tough water in that brush. That was unfortunate. I'm going to lift that off a little bit. Okay. I'm going to have to rework this light gray. That's better. That's a little oopsie. Let me fix it. We just covered. Alright, good deal. Let's go ahead and rinse out. And again, we're going to go ahead and start to work in the beautiful color on the sloth. I would like to use some Cadmium Yellow. Earlier, so I'll go a little dollop there. And a little bit. Let's do a little bit of white with our Cadmium Yellow. You can also add a tiny touch of brown with this mix too. I'm going to make that a little bit different there. Or you can keep it really, really bright. So that's kind of up to you. This has a teeny tiny touch of brown in with the Cadmium Yellow and the white. We're just working this over the entire body of the sloth. Ta-da! And then let's put it in this ornament too. So we have that real bright cadmium yellow, a little bit of white. And we're going to go ahead and work that over the entire surface area of this little ornament here. Bright and pretty. And then we've also got, whoops, we've got a little end here of yellow. We'll do a little twirl to fine point more of the yellow. We've got a little bit of that yellow here. Triangles. Did I get it all? I think so. Okay. Let's rinse out. You know what? just now realized I forgot to do the gray in here. Oh, gray. add more white. Just keeps hitting me. That's a little unnatural. I got it. There it is. Okay, we're good. Alright, now, let's do white. A little bit white. We're going to outline this, the little bits of gray here on the outside of the hat. The black. This is a little bit brush, a little bit of black. We're going to come around that edge. Now let's rinse out. Now let's go pure white in the center. And do a soft over paint over that black and see if we'll soften it. Rinse out. Go back to the pure white again. Over paint over the edge. Okay. And then let's do a little white here. A little cute white ball on the end of the Santa hat. Give it some texture. Lovely. Now we're going to go back in with some primary cyan blue. Still a little bit of white in our brush, that's okay. We're going to work that right into that primary cyan blue. And then go ahead and stick in the center. Just earn it. I'll come back in and work on those dots. I've got a little technique trick to show you. Alright, back up into the curve. Now the little trick that I was talking about, we're going to use the handle of the brush. We're going to dip into the red, and we're going to just press straight down. Go all the way across. It's a really fun, easy way to do our little polka dots. Alright, now let's do some of this. Go back to our Cadmium Green. And a little touch of white in our Cadmium Green here. And a little touch of black in there too. That's going to pull it to more of like a sage color. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit more white. Coming into a nice fine point. Add a little bit of water, make that a bit more fluid, easier to move around. Cute. Okay, let's go ahead and rinse out. Now we're going to do some white. And we're going to follow this line here. Just a circle on the inside. Right, now on the inside, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of doing more white as a pattern, I'm going to do a little bit of red as a pattern. I'm going to use a little bit here. I'm going to make a line. I'm going to make a line. Looks like a plus sign at first. And then a diagonal. And then another diagonal. Okay, that's cute. Alright, let's rinse out. Now let's do that expression on the cutie's little face. So we've got our permanent marker here. You can do it with that as soon as the paint dries, or you can do it with your brush. I'm going to use my little bit brush, a little bit of black, and we're just going to do, it's like a little letter U. So the eyes are closed, they're sleeping, but sweet dreams. See, isn't that cute? Yeah. Alright, now we're going to do the little claws, a little bit of white, and just 1, 2, 3, and again, and 1, 2, 3, just kind of pull down a little bit. Alright, let's rinse out, dry it off. Let's do the black outline work now up here at the top, a little bit brush, and we're going to do a little string. And a little string down here, and again here. And then let's do that little trick with the, so I'm going to use my mama brush this time. And we're going to use this side of the handle, black paint, I'm going to press straight down into it, and then just tap straight down. It's going to make a little circle. Okay, just like that, let it go. And we'll come back in a little bit, and we're going to reinforce some of these little stripes here. It had a little bit of overpaint over the top. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a little outline too. Okay. Alright, now, to show you what I'm talking about with this, this is all dry in here. I do not want to put my arm in it. But as long as the paint is dry, you can actually just work in right over the top and do your lettering with your permanent marker right over the top again. This is especially helpful for those with a shaky hand. Makes it much easier. And then, once this is done with your permanent marker, then you can kind of lightly touch over the top with the black paint to give it a little bit more of a painterly texture. This would be a lot easier to do if it was straight up, because it would have a natural feel to it, but kind of to block the view here, but I'm not going to look up high over the top here. And also on the loops, make sure to go around that space there. That's really crucial, because if you make your line on the inside of the hole, then it's going to block that out and it will no longer look like an E. So you want to be careful about that. R's, and making sure to be really careful about those little loops. Also keeping my arm off my painting. I still have a lot of wet paint over here. So, and you can make those lines a little bit thicker. So again, the reason why it's so important to wait until the paint is dry is because if your paint is wet and you go over it with the permanent marker, it'll just ruin your permanent marker right away. Yeah, so again, that's how we do that. I'm going to add a little bit of thickness to those. You can also sign with your permanent marker too, as long as it's dry. So we can go ahead and do that here. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy and fun. That's what we love. Alright, so it's so cute. This is our sweet little Santa Sloth. Looks adorable. And a little cute buffalo check mug of cocoa. Alright, so again, all the supplies that you need are on our website, tipsyartist.com. If you have any questions, please let me know. Happy to help. And we look forward to seeing y'all again very, very soon. But y'all have a wonderful Merry Christmas. We love y'all. Toodles!